It coach Adewale again. Oh, what an interesting game. South Africa, see wetin una cause una sef. Can you imagine? The whole continent of Africa is against you just because you fail to carry your brother along. Can you imagine? In Africa, sport is our tradition, sport is our culture, and irrespective of the country you come from, as long you are representing the continent at any international game, we always support our own. My people, this is what hatred has brought to South Africa. And you see, even the god of soccer disappeared from the back of South Africa. How can you say in the world, in an opening ceremony, a team like South Africa, where you have the likes of 12 players who just concluded being the champion of the African Champions League, we they call CAF Champions League, from Mamelodi Sundown, be playing an opening ceremony in the FIFA 2026 Male World Cup, collecting 2 straight red cards in an opening ceremony. And you see, that match was supposed to be a returning leg of the 2010 opening ceremony, where the same Mexico opened that ceremony with the same hosting side, the South African. But what a shame, what a shame. They say when you choose to sell your brother, even the stranger did not trust you as a businessman, because in that business there is lack of trust. Now look at everything, look at the game played. We want to say kudos to the Mexico team because they did well, they did fantastically well with the play. Let's keep the sentiment aside, let's go to the technical aspect. In fact, they came up, they played, operating, breaking the South African defense line from the wings, and it was a marvelous one. The South African defender, especially operating from the wings, the left back, the right back, cannot keep on to their discipline, and that was where most of the goal came in, breaking the defense line from the wings. And we watched William yesterday with all his wonderful performance and with everything, though he gave his best. But the people, when the god of this game called football is not with your team, there's nothing you can do. The South Africa know that we are playing the physical part of the game, using their power and everything to put. They don't want to go down, even with the 2 red cards. For me, and I felt something, the referee was trying to survey the situation. Otherwise, I did not consider that red card being given to that Mexican player. I did not consider that as a foul, because if you watch the game closely, how wish that ref went to the VAR, review that game. That was an assimilation done by the South African player. But because the tension is high, it's an opening ceremony, and the ref think and feels that they have to give that game a balance. Let it not look as if the South Africans are being robbed on the ground mercilessly. That is why he look and he consider. But in football, there is no sentiment. You have to stick to the rules, because everybody felt that he has to go to the VAR and look at it properly, because the Mexican guy was trying to take his body away from the assimilation committed by the South African player. But that is the judgment of the referee, and they say when the game is on, the judgment or the decision of the referee is final. So we all see a game yesterday, a wonderful game yesterday, where Mexico make the likes of the rest of the whole African nation proud, because to them, they feel that for South Africa to take a point out of that game is better for the Mexico to play them and win them flawlessly. In fact, so many predictions, 9-0, 4-0, 5-0. But that Group A table in fact, it's a pity for the South Africa, because there was a second game that was played between the Korean and the Czech. And that game, if you watch the Korean coming back to defeat the Czech Republic, that was also an awesome game played by both teams in the Group A table. Now, if you check the table, you will see the South Africans down the table. So South Africans, in fact, at this World Cup, for me, I'm not supporting you. I'm not behind you, because I have to stand with the rights and the likes of the other Africans, because I cannot disobey, I cannot disappoint, and I cannot betray or rebel against my own people. I'm an African and I'm proud African. So you that is an African, but you are trying not to be an African, you only know where you come from. And that is why you see the unity of African is key. In business, in sport, in politics, in whatever, you don't joke with it. And you have to face the consequences, because this is the consequences you face when you are trying to take yourself, or when you are trying to separate yourself from your own brothers. It was a shame. It was a flawless victory for the Mexican, though this was not how it's supposed to be. But South Africa, you caused it, and you have to stay with these consequences. You have to abide with it. So for me, I don't know to say in your next game what is going to happen, but we are standing by and watching you closely, and we cannot support you, because when we start supporting South Africa, you say we've taken your job from you again, and we don't want to take your jobs away from you. So you have yourself, you do anything you wish to do in your next game, you wish yourself. For the rest of the whole African continent, we are watching at the Group A table, and please hope your bag is intact, because don't forget, you have to pack your bags when you did not win any match from that group table and go back home.